from now! Fucking hands off it!
Yes, people, welcome back to another stream. Hopefully, guys, we're all doing well. I'm recovered. I was actually steaming last night when I did that stream. So I felt like I handled it quite well, all things considered. I just got back in from the pub. I was on the Asahi's as well, which probably wasn't a good idea. But yeah, hopefully you guys are all doing well. Smash the likes. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We will be back with an episode of Elbins later in the week or whatever. Yeah, Nobbins is just busy this morning, so he can't come on. But yeah, we'll continue with the stream. There has been some developing news this morning on the Savio story that broke last night from Fabrizio Romano, which, if you live in a cave, he's saying that Spurs are now in talks with Manchester City to sell or to buy Savio. Also, we should just quickly mention Jack Grealish is going to Everton. So we got here we go on that this morning from Fabrizio Romano. Deal to be expected to be completed in the next 24 hours. We've got no news on the wage split on Grealish, so I've not seen that yet. So I don't know how much we're going to be paying of his wages, but I don't really know if anyone really cares. Speaking about Grealish anyway, we want to speak about Savio. But yeah, anyway, I thought I'd mention it because it just come out this morning. Grealish to Everton. Loan deal, no option to buy probably, and yeah, there you go. But we are here for one reason, and that is the Savio news. Smash the likes, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. The reported fee of the current negotiations from David Ornstein, who's now confirmed it, and so is Jack Gorn, by the way. So this is like 100% legit, and this is definitely going to happen. I'll pull it up on screen so you guys can see it. It's 50 million euros. 21-year-old open to the Tottenham Hotspur move. Pep Guardiola tends not to block when players want out. 50 million euros. Yeah, we'll do the little GBP comparison. Yeah, just so everybody knows. So we're all in the same ballpark here. 50 million euros. That's 43 million pound. Now, you'd imagine that City will negotiate. You'd like to think. But I think that price is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I honestly think this should be 75 minimum. Minimum. I mean, you're getting a player here, right, that is 1 year in the Premier League already. So he's got the Premier League experience. And in his first ever season, yeah, put up some decent numbers. Now, granted, the shooting numbers were not great. But from a creative point of view, he got 13 assists in all competitions last year. Right? And obviously the goals need to improve. That's right. However, if Spurs plan on playing the guy on left wing, which is where the guy should be playing, which is why we bought him, which is why I'm frustrated. This whole situation is just pure frustrating. Yeah. But if they play him on the left, which is his best position, then, you know, I think he'll cook. Right? What did he get? He played 3,000 minutes. He got 16. That's 187 minutes per goal involvement. That's not bad. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. 180 minutes per goal involvement. It's really not. And that fee I think, is fucking pitiful, mate. I think it's a joke price. I think you've got to remember the other players that are in his position that have gone for similar fees and ask yourself, is he better than them? MADUKE's just gone for £50 million. 50. MADUKE. You're telling me Savio's not better than MADUKE? Brennan Johnson went for near on 50 million. I think he went for 47 million. Brennan Johnson. ELANGA, I think, went for 53. I think this guy, I honestly think he should be in the 70s. I think it should be in the 70s, in my opinion. Minimum. You're getting a guy here with sky-high potential, mate. Now, obviously, that bid is not going to get accepted, that 43 million quid. But you'd imagine that given how the journalists are reporting, you feel like this deal's going to get done. That means either they've had word that Spurs are going to massively increase their valuation to where City are at, if City are at a high valuation. And by the way, again, I would just say this, yesterday when the news dropped, we got told that City are only going to... oh, no, what was it? What did they say? They said that Spurs were going to offer a fee that Manchester City cannot ignore. That's what they said. Spurs are going to offer City a fee that City can't ignore. City can ignore 60. I think 60 mil's cheap, Malcolm. And it's the fact that we don't need to sell him. We don't need to sell him. Why are we selling him? All we're doing, we're weakening ourselves. We're weakening. That area of the pitch is fine. Savio, Doku, Mamouche, Foden, Cherky, Bob, fine. Yeah? If we sell Savio, we're weakening our team. We're weakening our team. So then you say, well, Savio wants to leave. Well, do we defo know that? He played 3,000 minutes last year. It was our seventh. Was it seventh chart? I did it last night. It was our seventh most played player last season out of everybody in the team. Seventh most played player. He started 3 out of the 4 Club World Cup matches. He probably started them, but he probably played the most minutes out of any football player in the Club World Cup. Why would he want to leave? Why would he want to leave? LB Savio doesn't want to leave. Check City Extra PT. I'll check it now. But I don't know if I believe that he wants to leave. Why would he want to leave? It makes no sense. People are saying he doesn't play. He's literally played the 7th most games and out the... oh, was it 9th? Yeah. Yo, big up, man. I was steaming in it. It was 9th. It was 9th. Farid, bro, if you can't understand why I'm frustrated, then I don't get it, bro. We're literally weakening our team. And I like Bob. I think Bob's our best winger. But as people keep saying, and they're right, yeah, this guy has just come back from a leg break, and we've only seen him 900 minutes. Right, what's this here now? What's this here about Savio here? What he don't want to leave? Savio. Here we go. What are these leaked DMs or something? What is this, football WikiLeaks or some shit like that? Savio's agent confirmed for Fabrizio's news. No. Manchester City don't want to sell Savio. Savio won't intervene until the clubs make a decision. He's happy at Man City. So, sounds like he's saying what? Savio's not pushing the deal. But obviously Savio's happy to leave and wants to go Spurs. Because if he... otherwise he'd just shut it down, innit? Savio's agent. I just don't get why. People are saying he's forcing the move. He wants to move. Why would he force the move? Why would he force the move when he's our 9th most played player, yeah, and played the most minutes out of any City player at the Club World Cup? It doesn't make no sense. It doesn't make no sense, in my opinion, that. Like, literally, right, when I was checking the minutes yesterday, I went on Transfermarkt to check the minutes out of the squad. I was like, oh, I bet Savio hardly played last year. You know what I mean? Like, I bet he was, like, well low down. And he was 9th. And then you check the Club World Cup. And I'm like, oh, this guy is playing a lot of minutes. A lot. It's optics, mate. He's just trying to save face. What? So what are you saying then, Martin? Are you saying that City are telling him to leave? And he's then saying, oh, I want to leave because... is that what you're saying? He ain't forcing the move. He'd just be open to being a guaranteed starter. Says Sam. He's open to the move, not actively wanting to go. Savio doesn't want to leave. His agent wants the cash. Savio will probably say no when they reach an agreement, says Owen. I reckon it's too far down the tracks for that, bro. I think if Savio didn't want to leave, he'd just say, I'm not going. Jade says, I don't like this, LB. I agree. I'm not a fan of this at all. I'm saying he doesn't want to look the bad guy in this. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Pep wants a smaller squad. This was always going to happen. Pep wants a smaller squad, and we need a smaller squad. But I don't think we should be selling a 21-year-old over some of the older players that we've got at the football club. Do you know what I mean? And then people do this thing where they go, well, they've got no bids for these older players. Well, I think that's a red flag, first of all. Yeah. I think for me, that tells me, one, that these players are probably not that great anymore. We've got 0 bids, right? And 2, just tell the players that they've got a dip, mate. Just, you know, sometimes you got to be a bit ruthless, man, and just say to some of these older players, sorry, you've got to go. And I think you only need to get rid of one of them anyway. We're not entertaining the bids, man, says Steve. Yeah, but my thing is, Steve, yeah, if Spurs, right, when teams put bids in for players, usually they put bids in because they've had some sort of encouragement around a fee. So if Spurs have put the first bid in at £43 million, that tells me that they feel that maybe they can get the deal done for maybe like 50, which I just think that's a mad price. I just don't think I don't think that's a price that I'd be selling a player for, which weakens our squad, unless, and I tweeted this before, unless we've got a replacement lined up. And I said this last night as well. If we've got a replacement lined up, then this whole conversation, this whole narrative about how this situation is currently unfolding for me switches. Because if we sell this guy and then we get breaking news that City are putting a bid in for Elise, for example, right? Probably not going to happen. Yeah, but we can dream. Say that happens, then everyone's going to be buzzing, right? You're not going to see any City fans gutted about this if we sign Elise, right? If we sign Rodrigo, a lot of City fans will be happy. Some City fans won't be happy, right? If we sign Due, some City fans will be happy. Some City fans won't, right? But you get what I'm saying. If we get a replacement, it's not as bad. But I'm seeing people say we don't need a replacement. Hang on a minute. Our only winger options then would be Bob, who again, as I keep getting told, right? So you can't now switch it if you've been telling me that I need to chill out on Bob because he's only played 900 minutes and he's just come back from a leg break. And Doku. That's it. And remember, Marmoush goes to the AFCON in December for a month. Don't forget that as well. He goes to AFCON. And we have no idea what Foden's going to be like this year. Is he going to be back on it or not? We don't know. And we don't know how Cherky's going to settle. So that's why I'm saying there are a lot of unknowns in that area of the pitch with Marmoush, with the AFCON, how we're going to be able to cope. Foden, what's he saying? Cherky, what's he saying? Yeah. And we're actively weakening our squad. Unless we buy a replacement, I just think this is crazy. I think it's crazy, man. I really do. Yeah, City have rejected the €50 million proposal from Manchester City, demanding a higher fee. I don't think he's gone into detail about what that fee is, but I take you back to what he said yesterday, and it said Spurs were going to offer a fee that City could not refuse, or whatever he said, whatever it was. That's crazy, man. LB Savio's not good enough. Listen, I'm not trying to say Savio's mega, yeah? I'm just saying, and I think last season, I don't think he was good enough, yeah? However, it's his first season. I didn't expect him to come to City last season and slam it from the rip. He was always going to need time. Yeah, he was always going to need a couple of, season at least to get into it. And I think he done all right. I think he done all right last year. And I think this year, I think he would have took a forward step. And I think, in my opinion, he played well at the Club World Cup. And I think he played well the other day against Palomero. I think he played well. Yeah, and let's not do this other thing as well. I've seen a couple of people doing a chat, yeah, by saying, oh, well, if we sell this guy, yeah, then we can buy a right back because we'll have the money. We've got the money. We spent 100 million quid. We're selling McAtee for 25. We're getting fucking add-on, sell-on clauses, everywhere. We've got the money. We don't need to sell Savio to buy a right back, yeah? Maybe we need to sell Savio to create a non-homegrown spot or whatever. But we don't need to sell to buy. We have the money available, mate. Yeah. But obviously that thing that come out last night was obviously a lie because that said that Spurs were going to offer us a fee that City could not ignore. Well, the fee was 42 million. We can definitely ignore 42 million, mate. Not even funny, mate. Sell Savio and get Livramento. But that you don't need to sell Savio to get Livramento. We have the funds available. This is what I'm saying. We don't need to sell to buy. First season, 21-year-old. He did more than Haaland. He did more than Haaland with Doku after 3 years, says Truss. Saying he's not good enough is a backwards comment. He's a brilliant winger. No, I think they're saying he's not good. He wasn't good enough last year. We needed to see growth. We needed to see development from Savio. He scored 1 Premier League goal, but that's a valid criticism. But the point is, I've seen enough last year, and I've seen enough in the Club World Cup, and I saw enough against Palomero, where I'd keep him and give him another season. It's not 50 mil, it's 43 mil. A minimum is A minimum of 55 is more representative. He's fast and skillful. Surely he needs another season, says Adrian. That's my thoughts as well. I'll tell you what as well, yeah. If it is about 55 million, yeah, there best be some sort of buyback or sell-on clause on that one. I get you can't really put a buyback or sell-on if you're putting it at like 80, 90 million, because then, you can't have your cake and eat it, right? But at 55 million, I think there needs to be some sort of sell-on clause or buyback on that. I don't think that is. I just don't think it's a great fit. I don't sell Savio for 55 million and go, wow, we've done well there, haven't we? That's a brilliant price. Is that a brilliant price? Is it really? 21-year-old who done bits, who done well in the Prem last year. Like, I just think that is not a great fee. Check Fabrizio. We got the Jack Grealish to Everton. Here we go. Yeah, no, I'm not really bothered about that unless you can find out how much wages we're paying. That's the only real news that we need to know about that one. We all knew that he was going to Everton. Unless you know how much we're paying in terms of his wages, I'm not really asked. Not really bothered. Indicalian news. Oh, bro, are we actually using this guy as a legit source in 28-25? Are we actually? Are we being serious? Bro, I feel disgusting even putting this on the screen. But I'll put it on the screen. Man City will target Rodrigo if Savio is sold to Spurs. I don't know. Apparently, Indy Cali has sold his account to legit journalists. But why would legit journalists pay money for an account that has terrible PR when they've already got their own accounts? It just makes no sense. What, you telling me David Ornstein's paid money? What the hell? It makes no sense to me, that. Because of the platform he has. Yeah, but who's bought it then? Who's bought the account, bro? Who's bought the account? I think that is not legit. But anyway. We got MCFC said check Indicalia tweets over. There you go, bro. There you go, man. Yeah, just put it up on screen. Man City will target Rodrigo if Savio is sold. I wonder how much we'll pay for him. And he splits the fan base. A lot of people don't want him. I'm not being funny, mate, but if you can offer me Rodrigo instead of Savio, then that is a deal that I'm taking. I can't see why people would not take Rodrigo over Savio. He's a good player, man. He's a good player. No, big up, man. Big up Mukesh as well. Says Etchi Messi to play the 10. Cherky Foden right wing. Do you see a DM? Did you see DM? DM. Oh, DM. You sent me a DM. No, I don't think I did see a DM, bro. Let's have a look. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, Maria. Yeah, I did see this. So I tweeted Maria last night. And I put, what did I even say? I don't know. I was steaming. What did I say? I put, oi, Maria, are we getting Rodrigo or what? And she put, I bloody hope so. I don't know what that means. Why is she saying that? I bloody hope so. What's the chances he moves this window as it looks like Savio is leaving Grealish for us? What's the likelihood as so far I've only seen he's happy at Madrid? She said he's not happy. Don't believe everything you read. Did you see how many minutes he played in the Club World Cup? How could he be happy playing 60 minutes? Nico Gonzalez. I did. He only started the first game against Al Hilal. The rest of the games he didn't start. Thanks for updates. That's a Maria. So, but knows. But yeah, you know what? The Etche Messi thing might be legit because obviously there's been a load of news on Echeverry about how he doesn't want to go to Girona. Maybe City are just going to say, fuck it, stay then. But if you was going to keep Echeverry, yeah, and you had Bob, Savio, Doku, Mamouche, Foden, Cherky, whilst I still think he's going to get some minutes in that, they would obviously be limited. But if Savio goes, maybe there's a little bit more room for him to play. But Savio don't play in the middle, so I don't really see how much Savio going really would benefit Echeverry that much in terms of minutes played. Unless maybe like he's planning on playing Foden or Cherky right wing a lot more than we thought, and therefore Echeverry could be like a second choice 10 or whatever. And I don't want to see Echeverry on the wing, man. I've said, and chat, when we signed Echeverry, didn't I say he'll end up playing on the wing? He'll be crap and everyone will slate him. Don't play him on the wing. Play him in his proper position, man. Play him in his proper, which is a 10. So maybe City are thinking, you know what, let's just keep Echeverria on the squad. And if we get rid of Savio, that might free up a few more minutes because then we can use Cherky and Foden on the right a lot more. But I still think for me that, I don't know, I just don't really see it. Again, it's a bit of a mad gamble, mate. A bit of a mad gamble. Big up Frauda Daddy says he's doing an Edison, simple, same narrative. Same Frauda Daddy, yeah. It's hilarious how clubs and players just say the same thing for every transfer. City don't want to sell Savio. All right, and don't sell him then. Reject the fee. What are we doing here? Why? What, you know what I mean? Like, it's not rocket science, is it? He's under contract. If you don't want to sell him, don't sell him. You obviously are open to selling the guy. Big up Sam Cool Man says, don't even bother top 4 if we don't sign a winger. Nah, I don't think this impacts us getting a top 4 or not. I think we still get top 4 with or without Savio. I just think you're putting the squad in a more strained position. That's all. But I don't really think selling Savio or keeping Savio for me impacts whether or not we're going to get top 4. I really don't see that, bro. Big up Dan says, if we do sell Savio, who do you realistically want, LB? I think a poll in the chat is needed for that. If it was me, bro, I'd just full send Elise. Now, you say realistic, so he's getting Elise out of Bayern Munich realistic. I mean, I don't know if it's realistic, mate. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, maybe Elise would come back to the Prem. I don't know. If you went to Elise, would you want to come back to the Premier League? Maybe you'd say yeah. Maybe you'd say yeah. I don't know. Again, try. What did they buy him for? 40 million? Which is absolute steal, by the way. How the fuck did they buy him for 40 million? That is a joke price. 53 million euros, which is about what, 44 million quid? That is, how the hell is that not getting investigated? Yeah, you want to talk 115 and brown envelopes? How the hell did Bayern Munich pay 53 million quid for Elise and nobody batted an eyelid? So that bear. Go and whack 100 million on the table. He's a baller, man. 53 GA last year. But if he's not realistic, Rodrigo's probably realistic. Go and get him. Go and drop 150 million on Palmer. I don't know, man. It's Bernardo right wing season. When will you learn Capitano? You're telling me if we say don't register him that Unks will stay? No, it's because Pep's playing game, Bray. Don't say you can't sell Unks because they said no. And do a Rodrigo versus Savio stats side by comparison. Well, people keep on talking about, oh, well, Rodrigo's not got fucking good GA anyway, but Rodrigo's a big game player as well, mate. Yeah, this guy's done it. Like, I can't believe, I don't get why City fans shit on Rodrigo. I don't know whether they just still hate him for knocking us out single-handedly in the Champions League a couple of years ago, but I think he's a top player, man. I think he's a top player. And he can play anywhere across that front line. Very versatile. Left wing, right wing, 10. Striker, yeah, and he still got what 25 GA last year. He got 14 goals, 11 assists. Yeah, so he got 11 more goals than Savio. And people say he wants to play left wing. Well, he might want to play left wing, but if you don't want to be at Real Madrid, he's probably not got that many options of clubs that he can go to. That's what people forget. He's not going to go to fucking Stoke, is he? With all due respect. So if he's only got City knocking at the door saying, yo, we'll take you, but you're not definitely going to be used left wing. Sometimes you'll be used right wing. Sometimes you'll be used left. Sometimes you'll be like whatever. Or you can go to, or you can stay at Madrid or whatever. Maybe he'll come. LB, check Jose Felix Diaz. Who the fuck is that guy? Jose Felix Diaz. Oh, bro, can you give me his app? There's loads of Jose Felix Diaz's on Twitter. Which one is it? Oh, I think I might have found it. Oh, is this? Yeah, this guy's saying, yeah, this guy reckons City are getting Rodrigo, don't he? This guy reckons City are getting Rodrigo. Which is a bit mad. It's crazy. First of all, Rodrigo wants to leave because he doesn't like playing right wing. He's not that much better than Savio, says Colby. Interesting. He'd be loved in Manchester much more than Madrid. Yeah, he's always the fall guy, bro. Whenever something's going wrong, he's always getting subbed off. Would I take El Hanous? Bro, I've only seen him like 2 times, man, but I can't lie. When I did see him, he looked like a baller, man. But I kind of don't really want any more projects, man. You know what I mean? I kind of don't want any more project players. Like, we've got Doc, who's still a project after 2 years. We've got Bob, who's a project player. Even like your Cherky's probably still a little bit projecty. You know what I mean? Like, we've got a lot of project young players who need work, who need development. And for me, if we're selling one, yeah, like, I don't want to go and get another project who's going to need another year, because that's what we do. Yeah, I feel like as a fan base, we're quite good when we sign players, especially on the wing. I feel like it's a known fact that, especially under Pep, you kind of got to give a player on the wing a year to learn the system. And we've all heard like Thierry Henry speak about how complex that role is, playing left wing, playing as a winger for Pep. So I feel like we're quite good as a fan base to understand that a player, yeah, usually needs a year to just understand everything, settle, and then it's the second year where it's like, right, you need to start performing. Which is why for me, I'm like, say to Doku, now you need to be on it now. This is your 3rd season. But if we're now selling Savio after going through the hard yards of the first season to buy another project who we're going to have to give another year, I just feel like we're just going back. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, if we're selling Savio, I want somebody who is more developed, so then we can get more out of them this season. So basically, where Savio would be. There's no point in going out there buying another 16-year-old or 17-year-old winger where we're going to have to be like, right, we'll give him 3 years. Do you know what I mean? We need to get this Premier League back, mate. We need to try and win the Champions League. FPL Main Road. He seems to have some news on this because he's been tweeting a lot about it. He must have the inside scoop, mate. Yo. Bro, this fucking guy, man. Don't show the stream. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can put that on. I'm not sure if I can put that on this platform, man. I'm not sure I can put that on. The might get cancelled. Might get my stream demonetized. Show us. I can't show you, man. I can't show you. I can't show you. Does this mean Echeverri could stay? Potentially. We have just spoken about that a minute ago, Andy. I think there's a chance that this could mean he could stay. But the question that I'd ask you is, how does Savio leaving materially impact Echeverri's potential minutes when Savio's a right winger and Echeverri's a 10? The only way for that to happen, really, is if Pep is like with a full send Cherky or Foden on the right. If that happens, that then leaves you a little bit weak in the 10 area. So potentially, but I still think we need a winger, personally. Yeah, all right, boys, that's a mad tweet, man. Wild. Cherky will go on the right LB. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Say Pep's thought to himself now, right? I'm going to use Cherky exclusively as a right winger. Cool. Don't really care. What that does then, that leaves you weak in the 10 role. So then all of a sudden, massive minutes become available. And obviously that can be used by Echeverri. And Bob as well. Bob can play 10. Mamouche goes to AFCON. Yeah, exactly. This is something that people need to keep reminding themselves. We lose this guy for a month. And you know what? People be like, oh, I think we've got enough there. I think you've got enough there. I think as soon as you get an injury or two, or Mamouche goes to AFCON, I think you're cooked. I don't think you've got enough there. I think you're on the thread. You've got the bare minimum amount of minutes of players there. That's why you need to sign someone, in my view. Or you need to like put mad trust in Echeverri. Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen, man. He's a baller, to be fair, but I'm not sure about Bowen, man. Plus, we probably end up spending about 100 million quid on Jared Bowen. Let's be real, man. Let's be real. Yo, big up to I assume this is Amos. No wiggle room with the UCL homegrown quota. Question mark. Currently got 18 non-homegrown even after Echeverri leaves, and we're only allowed 17. Yeah, I think Kovacic is going, man. Or Gundogan. Surely one of them's got to go. I mean, it's just a fact. We just don't need them. We don't need all those players in midfield. I mean, there's literally 2 positions. Yeah. There's literally 2 positions in that midfield. We don't need Rodri, Reinders, Tijani. We don't need Rodri, Reinders, Nico Gonzalez, Bernardo, Gundogan, and Kovacic. And then on top of that, you've still got Nico O'Reilly and Rico Lewis. What's that? 8. We don't need 8 players for 2 positions, man. So for me, like and people are going, well, you can't force them to leave. You kind of can. You kind of can. Yeah, you've got to be a bit of a dick about it, but you kind of can. You can just say to the players, listen, you're just not going to be playing. You're just not going to play. You got to say, you know, you're set your 8th choice. Go Saudi and get the bag, man. And that's towards Kovacic and Gundogan, mate. Yeah, because obviously Bernardo's not leaving. People go, oh, why don't you want Bernardo to leave? It's irrelevant if I want Bernardo to leave. He's just been made captain. Why'd I have to explain this to people, man? You know. Oh, by the way, breaking news. Crystal Palace understood to have lost their CAS appeal. So they'll be playing Conference League. The squad got a lot of ifs. There is a lot of ifs around this squad. There is a lot of ifs. I agree. Like, it's a decent squad, don't get me wrong, yeah. Like, I think some people say this squad's shit, yeah, and I'm like, it's not shit, yeah. But it's also not as certain as previous squads we've had. So if you look back like 3 years ago, like that squad was undeniably mint. It was just mint. You had Walker before he fell off. We had Stones, Diaz, Laporte, all these ballers. We had Ake left back. Yeah, we had prime Gundo, Rodri, prime KDB, prime Mahrez. Yeah, before that, prime Sterling. Like we had a more certified squad. Now that doesn't mean this squad's crap, because I don't think it is crap, but I think it's a good squad. But there's a lot less certainties in this squad and a lot more ifs. Who's going to be the goalkeeper? Is it going to be Edison? Is he going to be back on it? Or is he going to be playing like he was last year? Could it be Trafford? Is he going to be settled, or is he going to need time? Yeah. What's Nunes saying? What's like Nori saying? Who's the centre-back partnership? We have no idea. We have no idea. Not one of you guys would put any real serious money down betting on who our centre-back partnership's going to be. It's probably going to be Gavardio Diaz, but I don't know. Fucking Abdelkadir Huznov on John Stones looked pretty good against Palomero. Yeah. What's Rodri going to be like after his ACL injury? Is he going to be back to his best? Or is he how long is he going to need? Will he get back to his best? Yeah, I tell you, one of the certainties I would bank on is Tijani Reinders, mate, because he's a baller, mate. Tijani Reinders is absolute fantastic signing. Fantastic signing. What a signing he is. Yeah, what a signing. But there's a lot of ifs, man. What's Doku going to be like this year? What's Cherky going to be like this year? Is Foden going to be back on it, or is he going to be playing like he was last year? What's Haaland going to be like? Now, that's not negative. Yeah? Sounds negative, but it's not negative. It's just because there could be a lot of positives in that, you know. They all could bang, mint, but at the same time, we just don't fully know what it's going to be like. And this is why I said the biggest thing we need this season is not Cherky, it's not the Aït-Nouris, yeah, it's not anything to do with them. We need our players that are proven, that have done it in the past, to rise. We need Ruben Diaz to get back to his best. Yeah, we need Bernardo to pick up his game and get back to a decent level. Yeah, we need Haaland to be like back on it. We need Foden back on it. These players have done it. You know, they're on big money, these players. They've done it. We know they've got it. We know we've seen it. They won the fucking treble. We've seen these players deliver the goods, and we need these players to get back on it, man. 100%. LB, if you think we need another right winger, then what about right back? We've only got Nunes. I mean, this is just a... We know we need a right back, bro, but we're not getting one, in it. It's like, there's not really much point in speaking about it, because we know we need a right back, but we're not getting one. LB, bro, you remember last year when Savio came in, Pep said, we'll see how good he is. Maybe they just decided he ain't that level, and what a good winger. Cool. Maybe they just think Savio's not good, innit? Maybe. What can you do? If Pep Guardiola or the club don't think Savio's a good player. And by the way, yeah, there's a lot of people in this chat. There's a lot of people that I speak to, a lot of my mates, season ticket holders, who don't rate Savio. So it's only opinions, isn't it? Obviously, as always, people take this shit way too deep. You know what I mean? start fucking beefing each other over a fucking football, which is hilarious. Which is why Twitter is the greatest app that's ever been made, because it's actually well funny. But my opinion is that Savio is a good player, and I think he's got serious potential. Serious potential. Yeah. And I thought he did all right last year. And I think this year he could have kicked on. And I think we started to see evidence of that, yeah. I think we could have seen evidence of that in the Club World Cup and against Palmero, yeah. But if the club don't think he's good, or don't think he's good enough, or don't think he will be good enough, or have seen a player on the market that they think's better, fairs. I mean, it's a brave call. I think it's a brave decision. But at the same time, if this is being driven, by the way, smash these likes up as well, guys. If you're not already, man, smash the likes. Make sure you guys are subbed up to the channel as well. I will be on midday live. Also, we've got a panel show coming tonight, man. I just need to confirm times with the Americans and that. See what times. It's probably going to be 9 or 10. We'll see what's going on, man. But yeah, probably 9 o'clock, to be honest. But yeah, if the club don't think he's good, the club don't think he's good enough. But I just don't really see, like, what was you expecting from Savio when you bought him from Girona? Oh, was this always the plan? Was the plan just to buy him for 25 million and flip him on the year after for 50? Maybe that was the plan all along. Maybe we've got to accept that was the plan. The club never really wanted him. They just saw him available for 25 mil because obviously we own Troyes, or whatever they're called, and thought, you know what? We'll make a bit of money here. Maybe that's the truth. I don't think we should be doing that personally. I think, you know, especially when Elise was available. It's good from a business view. It's good from a business view. It's terrible from a sporting view. Because you could have signed Elise, who's mint. For actually really quite cheap. Bayern bought him for 44 million quid. That's such a cheap price, mate. So yeah, it's business-wise good, but we don't support the football club for business, innit? We support the football club for what happens on the pitch. You know what I mean? I always say this, yeah, but we ain't getting dividends, mate, from the club if they sell. When they sold Julian Alvarez for 85 million, and everyone was like, sick price, and it was, yeah. And then they bought nobody. We didn't get a dividend, so you know, I mean, it's all well and good and that, but we don't support the club because of the accounts. We support the club because of what happens on the pitch. You know what I mean? Fairs, if that was the plan, sort out in June, July, though. Madness to do it a week from the start of the season. So, again, I imagine it's Amos. Yeah, I mean, again, this is just not ideal timing, really, is it? This is not ideal timing. LB, should we wait for Rodrigo to become advanced in order for us to let go of Savio? City don't really operate like that, do they? City usually operate where if you want to go, fine, we'll tell you what the price is. Bring us the price, you go. That's why Bernardo never went, because Bernardo couldn't bring us the price. That's why Edison didn't go last season, because he couldn't bring us the price. If you can bring us the price that we say that you're valued at, we'll let you go. Which is cool and that. However, like I've always said this, and I said this about Bernardo Silva, yeah? I also think that for me, like Amos just said then, I think you've got to be putting deadlines on these things for me. I think at the end of the season, yeah, I think Karl should walk into the squad, like walk into the changing room or whatever, and say to the players, this is the day. If you want to leave the club, yeah, because, you know, you got everyone wants to leave. Not everyone, but there's always going to be players that want to leave, right? If you want to leave the club, this is the date that you've got to tell us that you want to leave. And if you don't tell us by this date, then we can't guarantee that you'll sold them. And, you know, we hold the power. If you want to be sold by this date, come and tell us. We'll tell you what the price is. You get the fee, we'll let you go, no problem. But again, you know, we're on the 11th of August here. If we sell him, let's say we sell him in the next, say it takes a week for this deal to go through, right? Let's say he does his medical. Say we agree a fee. I think this will move quick, to be honest with you. Say we agree a fee tomorrow. Yeah, he does his medical, what? The day after, Wednesday. Again, this would move quick. It gets announced Thursday or Friday. That leaves us with 2.5 weeks to get a replacement in. And by the way, at that point, if you're buying a replacement, everyone's going to know that you need a replacement, and then you're going to get rinsed on the fee. You'd imagine, because everyone will be like, "Oh, you need a wing, or we're going to up the price." I mean, which is why I've always said, like, I don't really mind the strategy that City have. Yeah. On the we'll sell anyone that wants to leave, but I also feel like we should have deadlines. What we're saying, if we're saying a player comes to us with 5 days left in the window, we'll sell him. Like, that's just not very good in my opinion. I think that's just not very good in my opinion. But we'll see, man. We'll see. It's interesting seeing everyone's views, man. It is interesting seeing everybody's views. Like, I'm quite surprised at how many people are saying that Savio's crap and they're happy to get rid of him. Like, I'm not expecting everyone to be like saying Savio's mega and saying Savio's mint. Why the hell we're selling him? But the amount of City fans that are saying he's crap, I am surprised. I'm surprised that there's exactly. I don't think he's crap either. I think I think the guy's got real serious potential, and I think he was decent last season. And I thought that this was a season that he could have a bit of a breakout year, bro. But there's a lot of City fans who just think he's crap. Who's like, the guy scored 1 goal in the whole year, like he's shit. I'm like, okay, fairs. That is a valid concern, but something that we've spoken about a lot. Yeah, I even tweeted about it in the Palmero game. I said, bro, you need to improve your shooting, otherwise it's going to be the end of you at City. Well, that was a well-known thing. We know he can. We know he can score. We know he can score because the season that we bought him for Girona, he scored 11 goals. So we know he can score. We know factually he can put the ball in the back of the net. That is a thing that he can do. Yeah. It's just obviously last year it didn't really work out for him on the goal scoring front. But hey, this is why football's fucking mega, mate. I love it, man. That's why I love speaking about it, because like, how can you have person A and person B watch the same player and one person just say the guy's absolutely dog shit, and then another player say this is wrong, like why the hell we're selling him? It's just mint, isn't it? Vinicius Junior was crap for 3 years. It takes time for young players, says Russ. I agree. This is why I don't think we should be selling him. And by the way, yeah, I don't think we should be selling Doku either. Just an FYI. I don't think we should be selling. I'd keep them both for 1 more year, but then next summer I get bare ruthless with it. If Doku and Savio don't improve, bin them both. But I just felt like we should give them both 1 more year and see what they're saying. Kevin says, I don't think selling Savio these days is a good idea, especially at low prices at 50 million euros, says Kev. Yeah, it'll probably get done for a little bit more than that, maybe 55 million euros, which is about 46 million quid. Just don't really think that's a big fee. I don't look at that fee and go, wow, that's a mega fee. That, like, you know, we sold Alvarez for like 88 million quid or whatever it was, like, bro, I didn't want to sell the guy, but I was like, yo, fairs, that's a big fee, is what it is. When we sold Palmer, even though I said it was a mistake at the time, I said, that's 40 million, that's a lot of money, fair play. Still said it was a mistake and we would regret it, which we absolutely did. But I don't look at this fee and go, wow, that's a big fee, that. I look at it and go, meh. It weakens our squad with 2.5 weeks out. Could turn out to be a baller, but he will do a Paul LB. LB, we still don't have a squad unless we sell Ortega. Yeah, I think we still need to sell a player anyway, don't we? What makes him worth more? He's nowhere near as good as Alvarez. I think what makes him worth more is, one, you're selling to a Premier League team. You're selling to a Premier League team that's also in the Champions League that has serious cash. You're selling him with 2 weeks left in the transfer window. He's got Premier League experience. He balled out at Girona and he had a decent year. And by the way, as well, don't forget this. He had a decent to mid-year in a bad Manchester City team. Yeah, don't forget that as well, because a lot of people forget that last year, that team was not a great team to play in, yeah? The team was all over the gaff. Pep tactics were all over the gaff. And he did all right in a bad year. Yeah, it wasn't like it's not like he came into the Centurions year or a treble team and had a mid-year and you go, well, everybody else was absolutely cooking and he was just mid. He come into a bad team, yeah, where everything was not great. That you know for a fact the squad morale would have been on its arse. Shit would have been going down in the dressing room. Arguments, debates, pep tactics, all this kind of... And he done all right. He done all right. He got 8 assists in 21 Premier League starts. There you go. He done all right. That's why I think the price should be worth more. Put him in a better Man City team. Yeah, and I think you're already seeing that. I think you're seeing the team against Palmero looking better in the second half. That was a good performance in the second half from Savio. You've seen in the Club World Cup, he looked decent. He looked improved. I think you're already starting to see as the team improves, he's getting better as well. We just loaned out 100 million Grealish no end product while competing with a Liverpool winger 40 GNA. We need 20 GNA from somewhere else other than Haaland, says Martin. Yeah, I think that'll be filled in a lot by Reinders and Rodri. I think they'll chip in with 10 goals each. LB, I don't think City signs anyone, honestly. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if we didn't. They might just run with you might just run with what's he called, Echeverri. They might just run Echeverri, which, you know, I'd be down for. But what that will do is say to Bob, right, all these people, yeah, saying we can't be putting pressure on Bob. No. If we're selling Savio and don't buy a replacement, there's a hell of a lot of pressure on Bob. Let me tell you that for a fact. Yeah. You can't be like, oh, we'll just ease him in and be, you know, no. If we're selling Savio and we're saying full sending Bob, there's pressure on Bob to deliver the goods. But Bob's fucking mint, and I think he's our best winger anyway. So I'm happy to do that. I'm just saying, like, there will be pressure on him to perform. There can't be like time and that. Like, it is what it is. Bob's an international starter. He should have pressure. Yeah, he also plays for Norway, innit? That miss against the other night against Palmeiras sums up Savio's time at City so far. Yeah, I mean, again, he has to bag that, doesn't he? He's poor, man. Mahrez obviously didn't teach him the left shoulder drop and put the ball in the back of the net. Why do you guys think Rodri will score 10 goals? Didn't he score 15 goals in his last full season for Manchester City, no? I swear he scored like 15 goals in all competitions. Let's have a look. 2023, 2024. How many goals did he score that year? He got 9. 9 goals, 15 assists. Oh, I think I got confused with the assists. Yeah, he got 9 goals, 15 assists. But even if he chips in with like 7 to 10 goals, that's decent. I mean, it's 7 to 10 more goals than we had last year because whoever was playing DM last year wasn't scoring very many. Shouldn't be like that though, but you're right. Yeah, exactly. LB, why does he want to leave? I don't know. Maybe Pep's told him, like, bro, you're behind Savio. I'm sorry, you're behind Bob. Maybe Pep's told Savio he's behind Bob in the pecking order. He's like, yo, you're behind Bob, mate. And you're behind Foden, and you're behind Cherky. Which, you know, you can't really argue with because he's not as good as Bob, in my opinion. I think Bob's our best winger. Said it for time. It can't be based off of last season's minutes, though. That's what some people are saying. They're saying, oh, he's leaving because he hardly played last year. He was our 9th most played player. And he played probably the most minutes out of any player at the Club World Cup. I've not fact-checked that, but he played 90 minutes, 120 minutes, and then was on the bench for the third game. So it's not about last season's minutes. It can't be. He's either not happy in Manchester, yeah, or he's been told that your minutes are drastically going to reduce this season, yeah, because of Bob and what? Fabrizio Bomba. McAtee. Oh, we said it. Fucking hell, Vianna's been busy, hasn't he? What's he doing this weekend, man? He's been working at the weekend fairs. What's this? Exclusive. Nottingham Forest are closing in on James McAtee deal with Manchester City. Agreement at the final stages for fee in excess of 20 million. Okay, so we didn't get the 42 million pound that we're asking for, which we were never going to get anyway. I don't know why they put these sort of stuff out in the press, man, because it just sets it up for people to go sick, mate. Because I'm already seeing people in the chat saying 20 million's a fucking joke, mate. Yeah. But they were never, ever going to get 42 million quid for a guy that has 1 year left on his contract. So I don't know why that story was even put out there in the first place, to be honest with you. I always said it's going to be about 25. I really struggle to see how you're going to get more than 25 million for this guy with 1 year left on his contract when he hardly played last year. When he did, he wasn't even particularly great last year. The year before that, he was at Sheffield United. Didn't set the world alight. I don't see how you're going to get like mad money for him. I rate the guy. I think he's a baller. Yeah, but I have to put what I think aside and go off the market and go off what's actually going on. And I think if we get 25 million with a buyback clause, I think that's probably the best you're going to get. I'd sell him for 25, 70 million pound buyback. If he turns into the next Cole Palmer, happy days. We get him back for 70 million. Cool. Liverpool want 60 for Harvey Elliott. But you're not going to like this though, Pulpy. Yeah, has he got 1 year left on his contract? Also, that guy's done more in the Premier League for Liverpool than McAtee's done for City in the Premier League and for Sheffield United. It's just a fact. I think McAtee's a better player than him. But again, what I think and what's actually gone on factually is that Elliott's done more. Even though I think McAtee's a better player. You got to put a buyback clause in there. You got to put a buyback clause in there, man. We can't be making the same mistake as what we did with Palmer. Again, for people that didn't watch this guy in the academy, yeah, McAtee and Palmer was like this in the academy. They were both mega. There was, 1 week McAtee would be scoring a hat trick and slamming it. Yeah, next it'd be Palmer. So sell him, put a buyback clause in there. If it turns out to be the next Cole Palmer, mint, we'll go buy him back. No problem. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that at all. Would I take Harvey Elliott? No chance. No way. No chance, man. Never really kicked on in the first team. He didn't really get a proper chance. I always said, though, from early days, Aaron, I think McAtee's a player, I think, that needs to be playing week in, week out. Not a player. I don't think he's a player that could just come in and do 90 minutes and then not see him for a month. I think he needed to play week in, week out. We had the opportunity to do that earlier in the season when Foden and Kevin De Bruyne were both out injured, and he didn't want to play him. So it is what it is. It's 100% means we have a buyback clause for only 20 million. Big up Brian says people come for Savino's finishing way more in 1 year than our record signing his whole time here. Fans just correlate our bad season to Savino too much, says Brian. People have the favourites though, Brian, and that's not. I don't think that's really a bad thing. Like, that's football at the end of the day. It's like people go, "Oh my god, fucking hell! Yo, there's 3 horses just cutting about. What the fuck, bro? What the hell? 3 horses just running across the grass. What? What the hell? That's weird." Yeah, people just have their favourites, and that's cool. Yeah, it's football. Like, you're allowed to have like your favourite players and that, but yeah, there is at the same time, yeah, a lot of people that defended Grealish's lack of GA. And then at the same time, they'll come and roast Savio for only scoring 1 goal in a season. Now, Grealish did shoot, bro. He just always got a block shot. 3 goals in 48. Sane in 1 year had 9. Sterling had Savio 11. Savio shit, says Nelly. What's the situation with Rodrigo? Is he definitely leaving Madrid? I literally have no fucking idea. All these Real Madrid people are saying that he's definitely leaving, but I don't know. But yeah, Brian, like, I don't know, mate. Like, I just think this season would have been like a really good season to say to Savio, right, you did all right last year. Your finishing was shit. You need to improve your finishing, and if you don't, that's going to be a real problem. We're going to have to sell you in the summer. And I think that would have been a great challenge for him. And I think it would have been clear to everybody. I think it would have been clear to every City fan that that's literally like, if you can't improve that, because you can't carry a player that like can't finish the chances, man. Do you know what I mean? A load of news dropping today, man. It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, I think this is a fair comment from Sheikh. Big up Sheikh. Says 55 million for ELANGA, 52 million for MADUKE, 48.5 million for Gittins. So you've got to look at those. Yeah, I'm on Saeed's. I'm going to go in a minute, man. I'm still vibing it. I'll go on when I finished. You got to look at these fees, and then you've got to work out where you value Savio based off of those prices. Remember, he's got a big contract. Yeah. Is he better than ELANGA? Is he better than MADUKE? Yeah, he's got 4 years left on his contract. We're not in a rush to sell him. We're in no rush to sell the guy. David Ornstein saying. Exclusive. Jack Grealish transfer from Manchester City to Everton includes option to buy. Everton can turn permanent. That is not happening as part of this agreement with City. Process being finalised. Does he say about the wages? That's never, ever, 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 ever getting activated, by the way. That's not happening. But okay. Yeah, does he not speak about the wages? No. I want to know how much wages we're paying. Anybody pay for Athletic subscription? Go on there and see if he's put in his article how much wages they're paying. Well, there was a report come out last week, didn't it? That who was it? He said it. It might have been told me. I can't remember now. Someone come out the other day and said, "Oh, Everton are going to pay 250 grand." I'm like, what? No way. Yeah, Tommy said 250k. I did not see that one bit. I'm sorry. I'd be absolutely. I mean, great for us if that happens financially, but I do not see Everton paying 250 grand a week for him. No way. No way. No way. Hey, smash these likes up as well, guys. Big up Apollo says, Fab, Coleman's going to Saudi. Elise staying surely. Yeah, I mean, we're not getting Elise. It'd just be amazing if we could get Elise. But yeah, I've seen that. You know what? Coleman was cooking the other day, but you can't get Coleman, man. His injury record, absolutely horrific. I checked it before, actually. I saw the same tweet, Apollo. I seen it. I was like, let me check Coleman. I know he's injury prone, but maybe he's not had too many injuries in the last couple of years. He has. He's had about 11 or 12 injuries in the last 2 years. So you can't get him, man. But he's a player. We better sign Rodrigo first, or else Madrid will rinse us. Apparently, 85 million they want for Rodrigo. I've seen. I don't mind him leaving for the right price if Savio wants to move. Maybe he saw Cherky, Foden, and Bob ahead of him. Yeah, maybe he did. Maybe he did. Or maybe Pep told him that. Maybe Pep said to him, "You're behind these guys in the pecking order." Because you got listen. What we again need to realize and I'll understand is that we need to sell our players. Pep's saying it in his Pep is literally saying it in his press conferences. We need to sell players. Now, the majority of people think that we should be selling players, yeah? Like Kovacic and Gundogan, even Bernardo, even though he's been made captain, right? The older players. But if they're not going, for whatever reason, you still need to sell players. Now, I don't agree with that. I don't agree that we're selling Savio. But if Savio is been told he needs to leave or he wants to leave, then what can you do? Fucking hell. Big up Dark Shadow as well. Says, I just feel the club will not sign a winger this season. Do you think we might sign an attacking right back? Well, Nunes is an attacking right back. So no. No. I don't think we will. I don't think us selling Savio is going to make us sign a right back. I think if we wanted to sign a right back, we'd just sign a right back. I don't think Savio's got anything to do with it, personally. People saying in the chat as well, the article saying they're gonna cover a sizable chunk of Grealish's wages. Tom's saying all wages covered by Everton. No way. No, that can't be true. No way is that true. I mean, I hope it's true. Because that's mint. Where are you getting that news from, Tom? Where have you seen this? That they're covering all the wages? Yeah, shout out Westy. With Everton expected to pay a sizable chunk of Grealish's £300,000 a week wages, according to David Ornstein. Sizable chunk. I wonder what that means. There's no way they're paying the full 300. No way. I'd be stunned if they're paying the three. But sizable chunk, man. Sizable chunk is that's got to be 175. They've got to be paying 175, no? I reckon 175 minimum to call it a sizable chunk. Otherwise, because if it was less than that, it's not a sizable chunk. If it's half of that, you wouldn't say that's a lot. And they're paying Pickford 120 apparently. Well, that is capology, and Stefan will probably kill me for saying that. But yeah, they're paying him 120 apparently. What's on Twitter? What's this? It's never dull, is it, boys? Jose Felix Diaz. Yeah, I've seen that one before. He still reckons City are getting Rodrigo, mate. He still reckons City are getting Rodrigo. Yeah, that £50 million that honestly that £50 million option to buy is hilarious, man. That is never ever getting accepted. Stefan just tweeted as well. Grealish will be 31 at the end of the loan deal. There is not a chance they're spending £50 million on a 31-year-old. No way. No way. I swear they just put that shit in there to make City fans not like lose their shit. They did it with Cancelo. I remember when Cancelo had like a 55 or £60 million what's it called? Like buy option when he went to Bayern, and everyone was like, mint buy option. I was just like, it's not really, because it's not really activated, it's just irrelevant. What someone just said then? Yeah, Phillips too. I can't remember the Phillips one, but yeah. It's mad. Oh yeah, was it 70 million? Yeah. And people go, oh my god, there's a £70 million option to buy. Yeah, all right. Is it going to get activated? No. If it's an obligation, cool, but it's not an obligation. It's not an obligation. Hey, this is all going off today, isn't it? Bloody hell. How's Grealish that old already? Time flies, brother. It's actually mad how quick time goes by. Bro, can you believe it's August? Can you believe it's August? I can't believe how quickly time goes by, man. It's August. How is it August, bro? I still remember eating my fucking turkey on Christmas Day. Like, how is it August already, man? It's unbelievable. Time flies rapid. It'll be Christmas before you know it, man. It really will. It's actually insane how quick, like, time just flies by, man. Wish it was summer forever. Honestly, man, it's actually just wild, bro. It's actually insane, like, time, man. Honestly, your 20s goes by rapid, boys. I'm telling you now, yeah. I'm fucking 31 in like 20 days. I can't believe I'm 31. I'm an unk. Your 20s just goes by rapid. Before you know it, you lose all your hair. You go bald. You got a fucking 30-year mortgage. Your car's breaking down. And you get taxed out your fucking mind. It's mad. Yeah, we're the unks now. Oh, we're the unks, man. Yeah, disrespect ourselves rather than disrespecting the players. That's actually wild, man. McAtee being sold for 20 million is a joke. Unless it's got like the thing is, yeah, if it's got a buyback clause in there for like 50 million or something, 40 million, then that might make sense. But as Nabil just tweeted a minute ago, Forest bid 35 million quid for Omari Hutchinson. Stefan, by the way, speaking about the finances on the Grealish deal, he says, wouldn't get carried away with Grealish. It's good to get 10 to 15 million of his wages paid for, but that still leaves £20 million a year amortization carried on his books. It's damage limitation only. Don't get too giddy. So we're still going to be, on the PSR situation, going to be carrying at least 5 million, maybe even 10 million worth of costs for Grealish, even though he's not at the football club for the next 2 seasons, by the way, unless you sold him in the summer. Be interesting, boys. What day, man? News dropping everywhere. I still think there's another twist in this transfer window, boys. I do. I think there's another twist. I think we're going to get somebody else, man. I think we're signing someone. But the question is, who? Who are we signing? I don't know. I think we're going to sign someone. I think we're going to. I think there's another twist in this market. I think we're going to sign another player, boys. Not Leao. Not Leao. Not this guy. Naipan deal keeps dragging out. Could there be slim chances he takes McAtee's playing time? I don't think so. You need these players to play, man. If you think these players are going to be like mint, and people are telling me this guy's the next Pedri, right? Whatever, probably not going to happen, but okay. You need them to play. If they're that good, I say to the player, right, everyone's saying you're mint. Go to this team and slam it. And if you're as good as people say you are, you'll be the best team you'll be the best player in the team. And next summer we'll be like, shit, we got to get this guy back at the club. Paqueta? Nah. Surely we're not getting Paqueta, man. That would be silly. I mean, Brazilian. There's a lot of Brazilian reports saying City are still in for Paqueta. I personally don't see that at all. By the way, guys, smash these likes up, man. If you've not done so already, hit up the likes. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We've got a panel show tonight as well, which will be interesting. Hear what the lads are saying. We are definitely signing one more with these selling now. I would imagine so. I think Kovacic gets sold. I've said it for a while. I still think Kovacic goes. I just don't think maybe he wants to go Saudi. Maybe he's waiting for a European team, right? But I reckon Kovacic is going to get sold. Savio's going, and I'm pretty sure that that creates us room for one non-homegrown player, and I think City go into the market and get someone. The question is who? Is it going to be Rodrigo? All the Spanish guys are saying it's Rodrigo, but I don't know, man. That'd be wild. I can't lie. It'd be wild. I mean, he probably is available. I mean, he probably is available. He's not starting games. But then he started the game the other day and captained him, someone said yesterday, which is weird. Fabrizio Romano. Oh, this was in July. City have rejected a £25 million bid from Forest for McAtee. But now they're saying agreement done for over 20. I reckon it's got a buyback clause in there. I reckon that's why the fees come down. I reckon the fees come down. I reckon the fees come down because we put a buyback in there. This is mad. Oh, this is crazy, man. See, the takes on Twitter are hilarious, man. I'm reading some people's takes on Twitter, and it's like, wow, how are you coming to that view, man? It's actually wild. Jack Grealish, here we go. Yeah, we got a Jack Grealish, here we go. I don't get why the price tag is shocking. Bro's press proved less than ELANGA, says Curtis. I just think it is crazy, bro. Brennan Johnson, mate, went for £47 million. Brennan Johnson. Are we saying this guy's worse than Brennan Johnson? Really? No way. LB, if Doku is sold and replacement is Barcola, I don't really rate that Barcola that highly, man. I'll be real. Been arguing with that FPL City on Twitter this whole stream. The guy's bored me to death. Like, what's he saying? Oh, yeah, he doesn't rate Savio, innit? But this is what I'm saying. Like, yeah, and Chris, you know what? That's very fair. That's a fair comment. That is a fair comment. I get it. I do get it, yeah. But, like, at the same time, he scored goals for Girona, so he can clearly score goals. He scored 11 goals last season. Well, 2 seasons ago for Girona, he scored 11 goals when we bought him. So it's like, I get it. I do get it. Listen, I'm not out here saying like we should sell him for 100 million. Yeah, I just think like, I think I've seen enough over the last 2 years because I watched him quite a bit of Girona as well. This is the thing. I seen him a lot of Girona. I did a lot of Girona watches when we were signing him. And that's why it's a bit annoying because he's best position, by the way. He's definitely a left winger. Message to Spurs: if you are going to buy this guy, play him on a left wing, mate. He's a miles better left winger than he is a right winger. Better, yeah. That's why we signed him because he played left wing, which is another frustration of mine. But anyway, like we know he's got potential, man. Yeah, but Girona was on the left. I know, and his best games last season come when he played left wing. Yeah. What was that? Like 3 or 4 games he played on the left wing, or was it like 2 or 3 games he played left wing, right? And he got like 4 assists, and then we never seen him left wing again. And then he come on as a sub. I think against who did we play? He come on as a sub for like the last 50. Yeah, I've got the stats up here. He come on as a sub last season, yeah, for like last 15 minutes, and Pep put him on the left wing. He was mint. Right, so he played right wing, yeah, not really doing much. Leicester away, played left wing, goal and assist. West Ham at home, left wing, 3 assists. Yeah. Next game, left wing, nothing. Next game, left wing against Arsenal, assist. Never seen him left wing again. So he played 4 games as a left winger and got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goals, goal contributions as a left winger in 4 games. And then we never seen him left wing again. And people are trying to tell me he's not a better left winger than a right winger. Well, hang on a minute. We bought him as a left winger. That's where he literally played as Girona. So I don't really get that. And people are trying to tell me he's better right winger than left winger. I'm just like, well, the stats don't prove it. In my opinion, the eye test don't prove it. And we literally bought him as a left winger when he played for Girona. So why are we buying him as a left winger than playing him as a right winger? So there. LB, do you think there is a what the fuck signing pending for City now these players are leaving? I think there's something going on. I think there's something up Viana's sleeve here that we don't know. And maybe it's Rodrigo, maybe it's somebody else. But I think, bro, that tweet from Jose is legit. They seem to be making way for something or someone. Like, have they got the all clear on a deal that's going to come out at the end of the week? And to get them, they need to free up some spaces in the squad and some wages. You know what I mean? Who's Jose? Jose's some like Real Madrid guy who speaks about Real Madrid all the time. And he's been saying all summer that City are getting Rodrigo. And then he's just tweeted City making the space. Imagine it's Isak. I know, Steve Lewis will be buzzing if we get Isak, 2 strikers. Yeah, let me come to these super chats, boys. I smashed these likes up as well. Big up KP says, for as successful as Pep has been, his hit rate with young academy CFG players is questionable. We should speak about this. He's let go of some gems. First of all, what gems? The only one for me that I can really stands out is Palmer. And was that a Pep decision to sell him? Again, he just wanted to be loaned out, bro. So, like, did Pep say we need to sell the guy? Alvarez wanted to leave because he wanted to play as a striker, and we couldn't offer him that. You know that. You know that. We can't offer Alvarez a striker position because we've got Haaland. So that's different. The only one for me, yeah, Savio. But again, was that a Pep thing? The problem is, yeah, I get what Masters is saying. I do get the frustration, right? But the problem that we've got as fans is we don't know who's making these decisions in the boardroom. Is it Pep or is it the sporting director? Because you're telling me that Pep wanted Calvin Phillips. Are you telling me that? I don't think Pep wanted Calvin Phillips at all. You're telling me Pep wanted Nunes? I don't think so. So I just think that, like, it's difficult sometimes to say, like, oh, well, like, what's he doing? Because when Palmer said to the club, yeah, he wanted to go on loan because he wanted to play, which is a very reasonable request, even though some City fans seem to think it's not. Whose decision was it to say to Palmer, nah, you're not going on loan. We start selling you. Why would Pep Guardiola, whose role is a coach, he's not a manager, he's a coach, why would he get involved if they say, you're not going on loan, you're going to get sold? What's he got to do with him? He's a coach. It's not really in his remit. It would have been in his remit 20, 30 years ago when they were actual proper managers, but they're not managers anymore, they're coaches. So I would say, yeah, that's not really on Pep. That's on Tiki, man. Sancho's different because we offered Sancho a contract. My understanding is we offered Sancho 30 grand a week, but he wanted to leave because he wanted to play first team football. Well, again, what can you do about that? He wanted to leave. The guy went on strike, no? So I just don't think it's as bad as people make out, KP, in my opinion. Yeah, exactly, AJ. I don't think that's got anything to do with Pep. Now, you can say, a fair comment is you can say, should Pep have played Palmer more? Yeah, in my opinion. Should he played him on the right instead of on the left? Yeah. But the actual decision to sell the player, I don't think that's got anything to do with Pep. And I don't think it should have anything to do with Pep. That's not his role. His role is to coach the players, not to start dictating which players are sold and which players are loaned, especially youth players. Yeah, Delap, yeah, he should have probably given him more game time. But again, in the end, we ended up with Haaland and Alvarez. So I would have liked to see Delap play a little bit more. But again, it's like it's kind of muted Yeah, because we ended up with Haaland and Alvarez. What am I going to do? Get fuming because we didn't play out Dilat when we ended up with Alvarez and Haaland. It's like can't really spit my dummy about that. Like there are stuff that you can moan about 100%, but that's not really one of them. But I think there's something going on, man. I think we're in for another player. I think we're in for another player, boys. LB, look at the Savio reaction when he assisted Reinders. Right, let me have a look at this because everyone's saying that Savio looked proper miserable when he assisted Reinders, but I didn't actually clock it, man. Let's have a look. Reinders bags brace. Right, let's have a look at this. I'd show you guys, but I'd get copyrighted. That's Haaland's goal. What a goal by Haaland, by the way. No, that's the first half. Come on, in the second half. Right, here we go. So he's got the ball on the right hand side. Nice little ball into Reinders. Yeah, I don't really. I don't know. I mean, look at Doku. Doku doesn't look happy. Why is he not happy? Is he going? Nunes doesn't look happy. Is he going? Gundogan don't look happy. Nah, I think people are deep in that a little bit too much, man. I think people are deep in that a little bit too much. Go and watch it, yeah? And go and look at Doku. Go and look at Nunes. Go and look at... They're just not asked. Yeah, exactly. It's a friendly. They're just not bothered. I don't think it's related. Big up Benno says, just hoping we have something big up our sleeves. I think something's going on, man. You think it's any coincidence that 3 players are being sold today? And that, come on, Benno, you know as well. That definitely leaves our squad in a worse place. I know we need to get rid of some players, but I think our attack then for me is light. Especially Marmoush going on AFCON. We have no idea what Foden's going to be like. Bob's come back from a leg break. You're telling me after everything that went on last year with all the injuries, we're going to go into a season where one player is going to be leaving for a month for AFCON. We're trusting a young player who's only played 900 minutes, even though I think he's our best winger, who's just come back from a leg break. And we have no idea what Foden or Cherky are going to be like. I just don't think that. I don't think that's going to be a strategy that the club are going to go for. I think they're working on something. Is it Rodrigo? Or is it Bernardo going to play right wing? Fucking hell, man. No way. Right, I need to do these chats and get out of here, boys, because I'm meant to be on Saeed's channel. But MD says, put Savio on the left wing. He'll score 10 to 15 goals, get 10 assists, MD. I agree. He's a left winger, not a right winger. That's why I bought him. And that's another thing that we need to learn from this whole saga. If Pep wants to play wingers who are inverted, don't buy wingers that are playing for a club where they're not inverted. Because we bought Savio as a left winger and then stuck him on the right wing. We bought Doku as a right winger and then stuck him on the left wing. Yeah, if you wanted an inverted winger, go buy Elise, keep Palmer. Don't be buying players and going, oh, we're going to completely change their position. Because let's be honest, yeah, Savio playing left wing and Savio playing right wing is completely is completely different. You know what I mean? Savio, Haaland, Bob would cook. I think so as well. Bro. He will need 100 chances to score 10 goals. Oh, facts, man. Probably would. But on the left, would he? I don't know. You'd have to check his ratio out at Girona. Must be signing someone right. Maka, Savio, and Jackie going, says perfect. So I think so as well, bro. I think so as well, man. I think so as well. I'll be out of your content, mate. What a question is, won't Rodrigo be detrimental to Marmoush? I don't really care, me. Yeah. If these players are good enough, man, they can deal with the competition. Mahrez had to deal with it. Alvarez had to deal with it. And then people go, yeah, but they left. But we won. People go, yeah, but them two both wanted to leave because they didn't play enough. But we won. We won the treble. So what do you want to do? Would you rather win the treble, but then 1 or 2 players go, well, I didn't play enough, so I want to leave? Or would you rather not win the treble? What? Of course you'd rather win the treble. But I don't really care. If we sign Rodrigo and that puts pressure on Marmoush, good. That means he's got to play better to get in the team. That means Rodrigo's got to play better to get in the team. Whoever's best plays, the other one gets benched. And if one of them gets to the end of the season and they want to leave, cool. See you later. That's literally what we did with Mahrez and Alvarez, and everyone was fine with it then. We're going to buy that Trincao guy. Fuck it off. We'll actually be linked with him there, innit? Like not for a while actually, but like maybe January time. Pretty sure we were linked with him quite heavily in January. Man City are the latest victim of the breed of fake Brazilians. Nah, man. Savio is Brazilian, mate. 90k per week. What's that? Nah, they're saying it's 15 million. 15 million divided by 52. That's 288 grand a week. Unless that includes some sort of loan fee. It says here, cost of Grealish's loan is 15 million quid. That on a weekly basis is 288 grand. That's pretty much covers his entire salary. Unless we're getting like a loan fee. But does it really matter? Like you get a loan fee, that's still money in it. It's not like different money. Still getting money. Yeah. Have you spoke to Lee? I've not spoke to Lee. I said he tweeted before and was gutted about it, but he don't want it to go Spurs. But now I've not spoke to him. LB watched Manic Fofana in that Leon kid as a baller. I've seen a couple of people on Twitter, funny enough, today saying we should get this guy. I've never seen him. But yeah, I've seen a few. It's funny you say that, bro. I've literally seen a couple of people this morning speaking about this Fofana geezer. But again, bro, is this guy a project player? Oh, nah. Like, is this a project again? Am I going to have to... Are we going to buy him and go, right, expect nothing all season. We'll see what he's about in 2026, 2027. I don't know about a project, man. Like, we've got too many project players. We need like certified players who we know we can rely on, like Reinders. That's why everyone knows Reinders is going to be a banger because he's 26 years old and he's doing it. He got Serie A Player of the Year, midfielder of the year in Serie A. That's why it's a mint signing. This is why like Nori and Cherky are more risky because they're younger players and we don't know what they're about. LB's dream is Tyler Diblin. Fucking hell. Imagine if we signed Tyler Diblin, bro. Now that is crazy. LB, am I going to Saeed's channel? Yeah, I'm going to go live with Saeed, man. I'm going to redirect everybody to Saeed's midday live. I don't know what we're talking about, man. But yeah, I'm just going to finish these chats off and we'll get over there. We're back tonight as well with a panel show, see what the boys are saying. No, I'm not really spoke to anyone about it, so I actually literally don't know what their opinions are. How are all of Bernardo, Gundo, Kovacic, Akanji, Stones, Ake still here? Probably because we can't sell them. They don't want to leave. Savio does. Savio wants to leave. The other players don't want to leave. Can't force them out the door. The only way you can really sort of nudge him is by saying your 7th choice midfielder. You are not going to play for this football club. Like you will. We're not banishing you. You'll be training in that, but just FYI, you are 7th choice. Which, by the way, there is a hierarchy, obviously. And we have 7 midfielders. How many hours sleep you on today? Oh, to be fair, I think I done all right, man. I think I got like a good 7 or 8 hours in. Sick rebuild, bro. 80. Oh, it's a loan fee. No way. Where's this? Is this legit? I think that's a pretty good deal, if that's true. £15 million loan fee and 85% of his wages covered. Is that legit, Wolfie? Where are you getting that from? I think we've done all right there. If that's true. Is that true? Can anyone confirm if that is actually true? Because if that's true, I actually think that's pretty decent, mate. Aaron says, Justin Viana, bro. Bomber signing in the pipeline. I think so as well, man. I think something's going on, man. Defo. Big up to you, bro. Big up MD as well. Says, I can't accept the idea that Savio doesn't score when we play him on the right wing. Let him play on the left wing and you'll see 10 to 15. Bro, I agree. I agree with you. I think he's a left winger. Not a chance they're paying a 15 million loan fee. Why would you say there's not a chance? I mean, it's not exactly a lot of money, is it? Nah, I think that means Everton are covering 85% of the fee. Tom is saying City not signing anybody. Really? I'm not seeing his tweet saying that, but we'll see. He said the opposite, did he? Oh, yeah, I don't know what he's saying. I can't see it. I can't see it, mate. My head's not working. Yeah. Would you be happy with Morgan Rogers? I mean, yeah, but do we really need Morgan Rogers? We have 7 midfielders. I don't think we really need him. We don't really need him, man. Re-sign Palmer. Oh, I'm down for that, 100%. Do not sign Wharton, says Real Mario. I think we're going to get him next summer. LB yesterday, Fabrizio said in a video, City are big fans of Donnarumma. Right. LB compares Savio and Rodrigo stats from 2024, 2025. 24-25. All right, Savio, all competitions. Savio got 3 goals, 13 in 3,000 minutes. 3 goals, 13 assists in 3,000 minutes. And Rodrigo got 14 goals, so 11 more goals and 11 assists in 3,400 minutes. So massively better for Rodrigo. An extra 11 goals in just 400 minutes. And 5 of them came in the Champions League as well. This is what I like about Rodrigo, man. This guy loves the Champions League, by the way. His Champions League record's decent. Right, sweet boys. Big up to you, man. I'll be back later on. Make sure you guys have hit the notification bell on the YouTube channel, man, because obviously if there's any more news that drops, we'll go live. If not, we'll be live tonight, probably 9 o'clock for the panel show and see what the lads are saying, get people's opinions on it. I don't know what their opinions are. I've not spoke to them. So it'll be interesting to see what they're saying. But yeah, big up to you guys. I'm going on Saeed's channel now. So if you want to come over at midday live, get over there. LB Raid in the chat. But yeah, big up to you, man. Smash the likes on the way out, guys. Smash these likes up, man. Yeah, over 4K people watching on X and YouTube as well. So make sure you guys are smashing up the likes. Make sure you guys are subscribed. And yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Make sure you guys are smashing up the subscribe button and the notification bell, man. Because like I say, if the breaking news drops, I'll just go live straight away. But yeah, man, big up to you guys. See you later.